Welcome everyone. My name is Nicole, and today we have about a 30-minute full body kind of head to toe kind of thing here. So when you are ready, you're going to join me in a seated position. And maybe that looks like having your feet out a little bit. Or sitting up on a block, on a bolster, wherever you are, you start to sway side to side. See, grow a little taller. And then let's just take a moment, roll the shoulders down your back, and take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Just take a few moments to connect to your breath here, breathing deeply in and out. And if you'd like to set an intention for the class, go ahead and maybe any word that pops into your mind that you feel inspired by, or maybe that you'd like to see more of in your life. Love, peace. And then go ahead and drop the hands down and reach out with your right hand up and over with the left, a little side stretch. You can really reach and extend out the fingertips. Maybe look up. And then inhale back to the top. Reach out to the left and up and over with the right hand. You can press down with that left hand and encourage a lift in that left side waist as you extend your right fingertips strongly overhead. And then inhale back to center. And then hands on the knees. Go ahead and take some spinal circles here. So choose a direction and just circle your spine, trying to let it feel nice. And then going the other direction. And then reach the hands overhead on the inhale. And exhale, let the fingertips float down. 2 more rounds like that, breathing fully. Inhale all the way to the top. And exhale, fingertips float down. I lost track. Maybe one more. Inhale all the way to the top. And exhale, float the fingertips down. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and make our way onto all fours here. And we're going to have our wrist under our shoulders, knees under our hips. And you can have your toes curl under or your feet flat, depending on what calls to you. Press down firmly through your hands. Tilt your tailbone to the sky. Look up. And then to kind of spread your heart, collarbones, you can press down with the hands and away, like a little resistance there. And we have our cow and then cat. Pull the core in and up, round behind the heart. Drop the head. You may go ahead and Move between the two at whatever pace calls to you. Just trying to breathe deeply as you move back and forth between the movement. And then we're gonna come to a neutral spine here. Tuck the toes, curl the toes under if they have or not already, and then lift those knees and then shift your hips back towards your feet, and then send your hips high to the sky. And you can have your knees bent a whole bunch. Look between your hands, make sure that they are bright and active, and then go ahead and drop the head. And breathe. And then inhale, raise your right leg high to the sky, trying to keep your hips level, and then come up on the ball of the back foot. Shift, knee and a navel, come forward, step through. You can use blocks on either side of the foot to help that step through. And then squeeze the legs together, lift up, high lunge. So we're squeezing our legs together energetically. In on the inhale, we're this little lift here. You can get the hands into it if you like. And on the exhale, press out the front leg and out the back heel. Squeeze, inhale, lift, exhale, press away. And then raise the arms up overhead. Keep with the energetics. And then lower your left hand down to the earth. Right hand rolls open to the sky. Twist open. And then right hand comes down. Lower your back knee. Press through your front heel. Send your right hip back. Half splits. And you can have blocks on either side of the legs here. Help with balance and encourage this nice low back. Come forward. And then exhale, round and drop the head and breathe. And when you're ready, we're gonna come forward, lift that back knee into the lunge, step back into plank, pause at the top, take a breath, and then elbows in, shoulders lifting, lower with control all the way down. Roll the shoulders up, inhale, lift, baby cobra, no arms. Pause and breathe. It's warming up our low back. And then lower, inhaling into plank, and exhale back into downward dog. Hips high, take a few breaths here. And then we're gonna send our left leg high to the sky. And then come up on the ball of the back foot. Pull in and up through the core, knee and the navel. Step through, or take several steps, or use blocks. And then squeeze those legs. Inhale, lift, high lunge. And then work the energetics here. Inhaling, squeezing, lifting slightly, and exhale, pressing out the front, now the back heel, sinking some. Inhale, exhale. And then raise the arms overhead. Keep breathing, keep working. And then let your right hand come down on the inside, just around the inside of your left foot here. And then your left hand roll open to the sky. Look up if that agrees with your neck. Try to keep the legs active. And then lower that hand, your back knee. Press through your front heel to help send your left hip back. Inhale, halfway look up. Use blocks. Exhale, fold. And breathe. And then we're going to inhale, shift forward, lift the back knee, sit back into plank. Pause at the top, take a breath in, and then elbows in, lower all the way to the earth. And now roll your right shoulder, roll your left shoulder. And just roll in alternating fashion here. And then roll up and roll down. Doesn't have to be perfect, just have fun with it. One more time, rolling up and rolling down. Beautiful. Our hands are under our shoulders. Go ahead and press back onto all fours. Toes curl under. Lift your knees. Send your hips back and up. Downward dog. Breathe here. And then inhale, raise your right leg to the sky. Come up on the ball of the back foot, knee and the navel. Step through. Open your back foot out now. And then inhale, cartwheel your arms into a warrior two. Roll those shoulders onto your back. Look out your middle finger. And we can work that same kind of pulling in, inhale on the inhale, and then exhale, pressing away. Squeeze, lift, exhale, press away. And then pause. Reach your back hand down your back leg, up and over. Oop. Reverse warrior. And then inhale, come up. Straighten your front leg. And then reach out, out, out with that right hand. Can't come forward anymore. Rest your hand on a block, floor, your shin. Left hand to your heart space. Roll open and raise that hand, left hand to the sky. You can look up or down. Breathe, triangle. And then left hand comes down. Turn the back heel up into plank. Exhale, elbows in. Chaturanga, stay lifted. Upward dog or baby cobra. And then exhale into downward dog. Take a few breaths here. left leg to the sky. Step it through. Open your back foot some. And inhale, cartwheel the arms up. Or warrior 2. Out over your left fingertips. And then inhale, squeeze, slightly lift. Exhale, press the legs away in opposing direction. Back hand down your back leg, up and over, reverse your warrior. And then inhale, come up, straighten your front leg, and then reach out, out, out with that left hand. And then you can't come out anymore. Put your hand on a block, floor, shin, right hand to your heart space. Roll open towards the sky. Right hand raises up, look up, or you can look down. And then right hand comes down, turn your back heel up, step into plank. Exhale, chaturanga, stay lifted, elbows up. Inhale, upward dog or baby cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Hips high, breathing. And step your right foot between your hands, pivot to the long edge of your mat. Hands under shoulders. And then we're gonna tilt your pelvis, chin lifts, left hand under your face. Roll that right hand to the sky. And you can always be up on blocks here too. And then right hand comes down under your face, switch, left hand open. And then lower, inhale, chin lifts, look up, and then go ahead and exhale, fold over as much as feels acceptable to you. Just breathe deeply. Keep a little micro bend in your knees. And then inhale halfway, look up, turn back toward the front of your mat, step back to plank, and exhale, elbows in, lower all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra, no arms. And then exhale, press up, open the knees as wide as the mat, toes touch, and then hands help press your hips back towards your feet, and then your head rests on the earth or on the block. And take a few breaths in child's pose. And then inhale, go ahead and press yourself back up to a seated position. And then let the hips fall to the left. And we're gonna bring our legs out in front of us for staff pose. And then hands maybe a little bit in. And we're gonna lift And then maybe lift one leg, and the other, or both. I'm not quite there yet, but someday. And then sitting tall, we're gonna come forward with a long low back. So maybe bend our knees a whole bunch. Grab our feet, and then just come forward as much as can maintain this contact here. And then really feel like you're getting nice long stretch, and then go ahead and round and fold over. Breathe deeply and imagine sending deep breaths from the base of your spine all the way to the tip of your head and then back down. And then when you're ready, core engaged, come back up. Left leg comes across, and left hand behind you. Right hand to the sky, and then hook that knee, look over your left shoulder, and inhale. Think length up the spine. You inhale and then exhale. You twist a tiny bit more as you look over your left shoulder. And then go ahead and turn your head back to center, and the rest of you come undone. And we're gonna switch. So right leg comes across now, right hand behind you, left hand, inhale, reach it high, and then twist, hook that knee, go over your right shoulder, and breathe length up your spine. Twist on the exhale. And then go ahead and turn your head back to center. The rest of you, that leg now. And we're gonna come into I'm gonna turn and face you, but you don't have to. Baddha Konasana here. So our feet press together strongly. Hands can come behind you to lift you up. Maybe come forward more into your feet. And then you can open the feet like a book, but keep the binding, pressing and drawing in to keep it a real active pose. And then inhale, get long with the chin, and exhale, fold forward. To whatever degree you feel called to, or that's not too much sensation. It's just the right amount. And then we're gonna inhale, come on up, close those knees, lean back, and we're gonna prepare now to come down onto our backs. And then from here, go ahead and do a little bridge, fingertips towards your heels. Press your hips up and then roll the shoulders under, either clasp the hand under your bum. You can also grab the outside edge of your mat. Help act like you're tearing it apart. Help really spread your chest open. And then back of the head, pressing firmly into the earth, chin lifting. And then release, lower. And then from here, go ahead and in the shrubbery here, right knee in, take your right armpit, take a breath here. And then hook your toes into your knee crease and encourage your right knee across your body. Extend your right hand to the right, look to the right. And then go ahead and come back to center. Send your right leg along the earth. Draw your left knee in now. Take a breath here. And then toes in your right knee crease. Draw your right knee across the body. Extend your left hand. Look to the left. And breathe deep. And then go ahead and come back to center. And draw your knees in. Grab for the outside edges of your feet or your shins. And then happy baby. You can roll around if that feels nice. And really just focus on releasing your whole back body into the earth. And then we're gonna hug ourselves into a little ball. Squeeze your muscles tight. Hold your breath. And then when you can't hold it any longer, we're gonna release out into Savasana, final resting pose. So shoulders roll under and gently, and the palms turn up, feet roll out, and just find a very comfortable place. Maybe you need your knees knocked in or a bolster under them, wherever. Let's just take a few minutes here to integrate our practice, to completely let go. I'll guide you out in just a few minutes. Bring small movement back to your fingers and toes and take a deep breath in, or stay in Shavasana as long as you like. And you roll to your right side. And then use your hands to push yourself back to a seated position. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope that you have a beautiful day. The light within me sees and recognizes the light within you.